Let's see what Minneapolis got for us. The Mississippi here is lined with grain mills, factories, and train tracks. Smoke towers rising stark against the sky. Some of these factories are empty, and there's a tense look in a lot of folks' eyes. Hot dish, glass of wine, ice cream float, scrambled eggs. Ooh, I do like scrambled eggs, but I don't need them.
3 delivery trucks sit on the waterfront, their drivers securing the cargo. 12 cop cars form a protective half-ring around them. Their occupants seem to be gearing up for combat.
What's going on?
You approach a pair of cops. The broad one pushes shells into a shotgun with a practiced motion and an undercurrent of excitement. His wiry partner indicates the trucks.
We gotta get these through. Keep them secure.
From what?
The broad cop grunts. You been living under a rock?
Strikers,
Says the other.
socialist motherfuckers.
The broad one adds. The wiry cop looks away.
Ah, union busters, strikers. Yeah. Down with, people wanting to have actual, not feel like they're being thrown into slave labor and actually having a wage to actually live on and not being fucking miserable for the rest of their lives. Yeah, totally not something that, whatever.
The broad cop sneers.
Does it matter? They better fall in line.
The other shakes his head.
My cousin's out there. I don't think their demands are...
Maybe you're standing on the wrong side. Come on. They walk off to join a briefing huddle.
I'm gonna do some little bit of sabotage.
It's a token act of resistance, but it's something. You drop onto your belly, the car between you and the gathered cops, and locate the fuel line. You jab a knife into it. It takes a few attempts, but you nick it just right and cover your face as gasoline pours out.
Can't stand up.
You stand to find the thin cop watching. He looks between you and the fuel leaking over the asphalt. The two of you lock eyes for a long second.
Go.
He says.
Well, he agrees. Army to take on a strike. Yeah. In this situation, I'm with the strikers in that regard. All right, so now we go south into Iowa. Looks like. All right. Slowly but surely. Then I could go and do some of the other things that are there. Like, apparently there is I think I said this earlier today, there is a achievement for hitchhiking down Route 66. So I want to make sure I do that at some point. Let's see. So keep going south. Across all this farmland. To Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh. Game's kind of chugging a little bit.
A group of men across the street from the jail wave you over.
Thank God you're here.
The man is sweating profusely.
I thought George hadn't come through for us.
Another eyes you appraisingly.
Not much brawn on you. You better have the brains to compensate.
What's going on?
No need to play dumb. It's just us here. We can speak openly.
The sweating man seems impatient.
Your role has changed slightly. You'll still be the distraction, but it's gotten riskier. Davis's fault. We think the guards recognized him.
I'm not...
No time for that.
The sweating man takes charge.
We got the dynamite. We know the timings. The longer we wait, the riskier it gets. You...
He points at you, then down the street.
Make a scene. If you can involve the police, all the better. Then scram.
Okay, let's head down the street then.
It's too early for the shops to be open, but a car is parked awkwardly outside the grocer's. There are an unusual number of men in the street. Several have the awkward casualness of a policeman trying to look like a civilian.
Let's create a diversion then.
The gang is risking liberty, perhaps life, to rescue their own. Such loyalty is admirable. You could assist without being implicated. If you cried out in agony, it would briefly catch official attention, and the gang would get an unwatched moment. It might be enough.
Howl with pain.
Your back spasm is convincing. For a few seconds, all eyes are on you. The two officers who assist you to a bench could be clearing the area of civilians or genuinely solicitous about your pain. Either way, you bought the gang a moment in which to plant the dynamite.
Sorry, wait,
A sudden recovery might seem suspicious.
wait.
Boom! Well, that was impressive. You should probably make yourself scarce.
Sorry, I nodded off for a second, unfortunately. Not because it's boring, I'm just really tired. Ooh, story evolution. At some point, I'm going to head back towards Jacksonville, since they give me a lot. The boy blurting out stuff about the bull that bled forever without dying. It's the story of the stabbed and bleeding bull, widely altered. Great story. Heard it from my brother. Hell yeah. Good job, kid. And you?
The bell over the diner door jingles, and the tired-looking waitress flinches. At the Formica counter, a woman grabs her son to her, pinning his arms.
Wasn't me this time, I swear.
He protests, trying to wriggle free. The waitress surveys him with narrowed eyes.
Listen to the boy.
I didn't.
He protests again. His mother releases him with a sigh.
We've talked about this, Charlie. You aren't allowed to bring instruments into the diner anymore. It disturbs the other patrons.
The boy nods grudgingly, and his mother releases him.
Sit down.
The waitress is distracted, glancing from you to the boy, to the nearly empty coffee pot on the stove, and back again.
What'll it be?
She asks, more toward the wall than to you.
Sorry. Kid's got me on edge. Brought in a trumpet last week. Nearly scared all my customers off.
Suddenly, a tinkling cacophony interrupts her. The boy has produced a triangle.
Oh, joy. The amateur young musician. But yeah, you really shouldn't be doing that there. That is kind of a disturbance. Like, not everyone wants to listen to you practice, unfortunately. I definitely want to, like, do more practice and singing when I'm on my home, but, like, my apartment walls are so cardboard thin that it would be very, very unfortunate if people try to do that. Like, I always feel a little bad making as much noise as I do doing streams, and I really don't make that much noise. Break time, gather around a man. Rapidly listen to him about the wandering man murdered by his romantic rival. Story of the dead man by the abandoned railway, but heavily embellished. Alright, good job. And over here.
Of course, times was different then. Not long after you walked into the small, cramped saloon, you found yourself caught by this man. A portly old grifter sat upon an armchair, seemingly placed there just for him.
Listen to his tale.
He takes a deep drag from his cigar. Used to have a trunk full of pawn shop violins. He smiles conspiratorially at you. No doubt, this is his default smile. No harm in explaining how it works now, is there? People today don't go for it. Times are too tough.
How'd your con work?
You walk into a diner and eat breakfast. Breakfast's the important part. He chuckles for emphasis. And then you get the bill and act surprised when you can't find your wallet.
Then what?
So you put the violin down as collateral while you go back to your car and get it. And that's where the shill comes in. His eyes lean away, as though recalling a face. Something distracts him from his story.
And then?
Never mind. I think everybody knows how this goes now. Point is, you sell a $2 violin to someone who thinks it's a $50 violin. The burning end of his cigar has gone dark. He rolls it around on a finger. Wistful.
What about the shill?
He was one of the best. Could look in your eyes and make you believe anything. His eyes avoid yours. He takes a drink out of his glass. For the first time that you've seen. I couldn't keep working without him.
What happened to him?
He laughs hollowly. Isn't it obvious? I believed him. By God, I believed him.
Oh, that's a sad, interesting story. Honest, legitimately interesting story. All right, into. I think I want to go. Yeah, we're gonna head south and we're gonna clear out the south. So that's gonna be Arkansas, North and Northeast Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. So first on our list, since it's where the river crossing is, and I want to go there. Let's go to St. Louis. St. Louis should be on this side of the river, right? Yeah, there's a river. No, there's a river crossing there, but I have to cross that river anyway, so it's fine. Missouri. Never been, like I said, never been to eastern Missouri. Just western. Kind of sad there's no Kansas City. That's there. Actually, looks like I want to go this way. Or to this conflux of the rivers. Illinois. Iowa. I am... Okay, where... Okay. Okay, the cardinal directions thing does not help very much when I cannot... When it's so dark out, I can't see anything. That's the river there, so yeah, I want to go this way. Yep, because there's St. Louis. I have a friend from St. Louis. Because it's nice, generally. There's a river crossing right there, so that helps. There we go. Alright, St. Louis is here. Meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet the fair. Is this the only store? Is the only story in Missouri in St. Louis? That's an interesting choice. I won't complain though. A quarter of the folks in this state are jobless, they say, and St. Louis is home to America's largest Hooverville. There you find homes, churches, and food shelters built of loose boards and metal scraps. We got gooey butter cakes, glass of wine, orange juice, and iced coffee. Get a glass of wine. Oh shit, I didn't realize that was all my money. Oh well. Outside a lumber warehouse for hours. Wait. Doing what? Stuck in my dish. Shut up. What's the... no. Then the driver's red face stomp on the gas so hard that they pop. Move on. Damn it. No money now.
It's nearly Christmas. Many are drinking liberally. A man staggers up from a downstairs bar and falls over the top step. Help me! You can barely hear his voice over the traffic.
For God's sake, help!
Move closer.
People tut at the man's drunken state. A woman tosses a coin at him without even looking. The drunk clasps at his gut and looks straight at you.
Help me. Please.
He lifts his hand from his stomach. His palm is red with blood.
Help staunch the bleeding.
You press a cloth on the wound, and he hisses with agony. Another man strides up the stairs, laughing. He looks at the bleeding man, sweeps his Stetson off in a theatrical bow, then turns to you. You best mind your own.
I'm gonna stay, fuck you.
He steps forward, smiling toothily. He twitches his jacket up and rests his hand just above a pistol. Good evening to you. Tipping his Stetson in a gesture of farewell, he walks fast, but not fearfully, and does not look back.
Assist the wounded man.
The bleeding man collapses into a fetal position. His clothes are saturated, and a bloody puddle has formed around him. There's nothing you could have done to save him. You could speak to the police, but you didn't see the killing blow.
Oh. I guess I got a sad story out of that one, which I do need more of. Actually, what stories do I have right now? I have... Let's see. Now let's get you out of there. Dead passenger outside the stalled train around Spokane. That one. Oh, we got a decent amount of non-done ones. Soldier came home to find his white girl getting married. Go the porter, replaced the nervous man at the bus stop. Sure. You for the woman who drowned her children down near San Diego. And let's go with the bear that preys on travelers in the Northwest. Okay, that one's good. Full story's good. The time you were told to leave town in the Northwest, which I don't think I got the full story for, because that's horrifying sounding. August Tale. Eclipse on the farm in the Midwest. Dead boy in the grain silo. And a gunshot man left to die on the streets of St. Louis. And I'm running out of the ability to have, like, stories for things. But, be that as it may, let's head south towards Arkansas. To Arkansas! We'll eventually make it back to New England in the Northeast. Oh, wait, I see the border. Does this mean it's actually going into the South? We're gonna go back to the South for a bit. Hell yeah. I like their version of the Vagrant Song. Like, I like all the versions of the Vagrant Song, but it's nice to change it up a little bit, right? There we go. Oh, there's our little area that we want to go to. Oh, and that's Route 66, so... Get a story over here, though, first, so... Oh, God, the game's chugging. The game is chugging! Oof. 1 second. Maybe this will give me some money. 1 second. Want to make some cash? Yay, balancing stuff. Got a little bit of cash now.
He's standing there all of a sudden, his cologne turning the wind still and stale. I found her, you know. Suddenly, you don't quite recall what led you down the path to wander through this cotton field.
Oh, hey, Satan. Or the devil.
He walks alongside you, taking particular pleasure with each stalk of cotton trampled underfoot. Always would, of course. Didn't need help. You place his accent somewhere between Baltimore and Golgotha.
So why ask for it?
Never know who your friends are. His face unhinges into a smile, a process that involves only his teeth. Now we know. His eyes, two dark pinpricks on off-white eyeballs, seem to stare right through your skull. And then, all you see is the afterimage of the descending sun.
Alright, bye. I found the well, I got an achievement, so I guess I did all the stuff to meet the devil. Alright. On to next area. Getting over here to this city. My character's whistling is very in contrast to the tone of the actual like song being played by the actual soundtrack. Alright, so you should be a crossing. Yes, you are. You go to Memphis. Oh, no, so this is just in Tennessee. So we're just in Tennessee now. Okay. Again, the map told me it was in Arkansas, but alright.
The man takes a shine to you. He leans in too close and talks about the true music of the soul people who know him, about the things he's done. Everyone else in the club is focused on the stage, but he ignores it and talks to you.
Listen.
He talks about everything. His life, songs he used to play, mentioning names that sound famous and familiar. Club-goers and musicians alike pat his shoulder as they pass. He is liked and respected here. Perhaps the tales are true, but he talks only to you.
Buy him a drink.
Before you can order a round, one arrives, and he pays. With weathered fingers, he clinks his glass to yours, talking once again about his shining days, his best days, how much he means to this culture.
It's getting late.
Soon, he nods off at the bar. You gather your things and leave. By the door, however, you see a faded old gig poster. You recognize him in the big band ensemble posing there. Younger, smiling brilliantly, sharply dressed. But you cannot remember his name.
I'm gonna move on. The lonely man with the saxophone.
The huge farm dogs bark hysterically. A scent pervades the air, rich and salty, with a tang that fills your mouth with saliva. No wonder the dogs are wild. The burlap sacks hanging from this tree are stained carmine. They drip. Man near the tree shouts.
Oh god. Are they heads? Are they just bodies? Lots of blood from those meat bags. What? The dogs are too loud.
He bellows. Mind where you step. Don't want that in your shoes. Puddles of blood congeal below the tree. The man points proudly at the bags. Curing them, but could just bite into one right now. The dogs throw themselves against the gate. It shudders.
Are the dogs safe?
Nah, they're just big pups. They won't do themselves any harm. The gate groans. Think you'll come back this way? You want to try the meat when it's ready? The gate rattles off its hinges. It crashes to the ground. 3 slavering dogs rush towards you.
Climb the tree.
You're up the tree in seconds. The man follows as swiftly, swinging himself up on onto a high branch. Fuck! The pair of you sit there, with nothing to do but watch the dogs lap up the muddy blood puddles.
Wait.
The dogs have ignored the man's shouts for what feels like hours. They have to tire out soon. They'll listen to me then. The man sounds unconvinced. The beasts circle the tree, whining hungrily. Their eyes are staring. Their bared teeth are covered in white foam.
Wait.
The dogs have more patience than the man. He's moved to jump down several times already. Each attempt has only driven the dogs into a greater frenzy. Unless you do something, you'll be here for hours more.
Untie a meat sack.
You ignore the man's shouts of outrage. You both need this distraction. The meat bag thumps to the ground. The hounds are savaging it in seconds. You slip down from the other side of the tree and run, putting as much distance as you can between you and the dogs.
Move on. The man who cured his meat. That's a that's a kind of fucked up story. Alright. What do they got from the store here? Pulled pork. Ooh, pulled pork is nice. Memphis is better off than other cities in the state, but life here is still hard. Folks keep jumping into the brown murk of the Mississippi off the Harahan Bridge, and the Ford factory's been closed for months. Oh, God. Joy.
Peabody Hotel. The words adorn the exterior wall, each letter the size of a window. The lobby is upholstered furniture and gold chandeliers, but such luxury is a mere accessory to the centerpiece. A travertine marble fountain in which 5 ducks swim.
Observe the ducks. I only count 4, though.
A handsome bunch of feathered fellows, all having a nice time in the water. A bellman in a blue cotton uniform, black cane cupped in his hands, takes notice of your interest in the waterfowl. Would you happen to be here to witness the duck march?
Duck march?
A wide smile crosses the bellman's face. Oh, a newcomer. Well, this is a little ceremony I introduced. Every day I march these babies into the elevator all the way to the roof. Then I march them back down to this fountain.
So what, they don't fly away?
The bellman gestures toward the closest duck. You notice now, the ducks have had their flight feathers trimmed, though their beauty remains intact. Now, don't look so concerned. I spoil them rotten. The feathers will grow back.
I can't remember. I thought that was the way that you completely made it so a bird can't fly at all. Like, I can't remember. I don't know if that's the case or not. Do the flight feathers actually, do those specific feathers like actually like grow back? I honestly do not know. The bellman checks the silver stopwatch. It's time. Watch the duck march.
The bellman taps his cane on the marble. Right away, the ducks honk up a frenzy and hop out of the fountain. They beat the water out of their wings and waddle toward the elevator, guided by the bellman's cane. Magnificent. What sweet, gentle creatures.
Move on. Ducks in the hotel fountain. That's a cute little story. Alright. Next up, off we go to Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Then we'll loop around the, we'll cross the river. We'll cross the river at the crossing near where the devil is. Cross in Oklahoma, gather Oklahoma, go through Texas, back through Arkansas, and head back up into Illinois and Wisconsin. Loop down again till Michigan. Yeah, we are slowly but surely running out of things. Look at that. We'll be back up in the northeast soon. Also, realized. Yeah, got another person to talk to when we head up that way too. So I want to go back towards where the devil was. Okay, I forgot. What was this again? Oh, that just brings me back to Miami. Okay. See a light over there. Is that a light for something I can actually do? Check it out real quick. Going to Kentucky. Actually, something I can do? I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's a person. Oh, that's the one. That's the one girl. Oh, actually, no. I don't want to be going this way. I want to be going. This way. Forgot about that. Cross the bridge again. There we go.
Into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth,
1 second.
I won't leave much to find that can be found.
All right. So next is. I want to be going west. Yeah. Then should be a crossing over here. Yep, right there. There we go. There we go. Oh wow, wow! The game is chugging right now. That's kind of surprising, honestly. Do I need anything? Give me a little money. Okay, this place gives me money. Yay, musicians, Billy split. Our show's in 5. You play the upright bass. You don't. Doesn't matter. Keep plucking on this string. Look, we'll pay. You fake it for a couple songs, feeling like an idiot, but hey, you get paid. Sweet, new one. All right, keep heading. I want to keep heading west. Yes, I want to keep heading this way. And once I get all this out of the way, then at that point it'll just be easy peasy just going through and collecting the stories of the 16 people that I need to collect stories from to progress the actual story. All this is a lot of prep work and finding some of these interesting little tidbits. Back into the Midwest. There we go.
Madame Mina's fabulous boa constrictor is a highlight of Runciter's circus. The boy is uncertain. The snake flicks his nose with its tongue, and he starts crying. Mina steps behind the curtain as the next performer comes on, and you hear a shout from backstage.
Go help.
Mina's standing over a man in blue overalls. Her constrictor is wrapped around his ankle.
He tried to grab my snake.
She kicks him in the ribs.
Paul grabbed back. This guy must be the one who killed the tiger. Watch him. I'll get Runciter.
She leaves.
So you killed so he killed the tiger maybe and poisoned the elephant maybe and now tried to kill the snake. Ask him why.
The animals are miserable.
He tries to crawl, but Paul consolidates his grip.
Runciter only cares about money, not the animals. I wanted to put them out of their misery. Please, don't let them take me. Runciter won't call the police this time.
gonna free the man, because, yeah, and circuses are awful.
You try to pry Paul off, but he grips stronger than a vice.
Please.
The man begs.
I just wanted to help him.
Runciter steps through the curtain and takes in the scene. He smiles at the prone man.
I think the tiger's mate would like to see you. You bastard.
Oh no. The man who poisoned the animals at Runster's circus. Oh no. Alright, up here we go. I can see them in the distance too. Am I tired now? I am. See if we can get some rest. Farmer notices you walking by. Listen, he says, you look worn and thin. If you make to rest up a spell, you can sleep in the hay and help me with the chores when you awake. It seems a good, honest offer, and the hay looks inviting. After a few hours nap and some light chores, you take your leave. Good job. There we go. Just there. I can actually probably do some talking with her, too. Actually, no. I'm gonna save that. No, actually, no, that's a bad idea. Because that means that's less stories that are getting involved. God, it's chunking so bad.
The man lies motionless beside the half-finished railroad tracks. A sheet covers his body only from his neck to his knees, revealing muscled calves and calloused feet. A group of men in prison stripes stands beside him. The sound of weeping carries on the air.
Wait, is this what's his name? John Henry, I think? John Henry. Is this supposed to be John Henry, the African-American folk hero? Who, he died showing that he was better than, like, an engineering machine at being able to, like, dig tunnels and, like, build and set track and everything.
As you approach, a woman appears by your side. Her cheeks are wet, but her voice is steady.
Did you dream about my husband's death too? Or the machine they made him race? It's not right.
Mrs. Henry, begins one prisoner, but he falls silent when he sees you.
Yep, this is John Henry. They made him race a machine, and he won, but it caused him to die because he overexerted himself. Dream?
She nods.
When I woke, I knew it was a true dream, and where to find his body to say goodbye.
Tears well in her eyes.
He was the best of men, and the only family I had left. But now...
The tears spill over. One of the men takes her elbow and leads her gently away.
Move on. John Henry. Yep. His tale is really sad. Paul Bunyan's is pretty sad, too, because in the end, he fails, I think, too. Because in the end, Paul Bunyan, I know, fails.
Lost in your own head, you almost walk straight into this woman in your path. Her expression is imperious. She clasps a large toddler in her arms. He's the one who speaks first.
This is a toll road, stranger,
He says, voice thuggish beyond his years.
30 cents.
The only image I have in my head at this point is of the baby who talked like a old man in Roger Rabbit. The one's like, "Oh no, my stogie! Roger, what the hell, man?" Talk to his mother.
Look at me.
The toddler orders.
Look at me. You're dealing with me.
The woman, through her silence, suggests assent.
Throw some coins.
Dismissively, you toss some coins at the ground. The toddler, wide-eyed, leaps from his mother's arms after his loot.
Raymond, no!
She shrieks. Raymond hits the gravel and shatters, sending porcelain fragments skittering over the road.
What the hell? What the fuck? That is disturbing on a few levels. hear a story. Policeman, listen as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the Bull King who blessed the town where he lived. It's about the bull with the flaming crown. Yep. Alright, let's see what you got for me.
A group of mechanics takes their lunch beside a broken locomotive. The welder grins while a reedy girl struggles to lift his tank of gas. It slips between her hands and thuds back down onto the mud. "This is stupid," she shouts, and the mechanics howl with laughter.
What's going on?
"She thinks she can work with us. She gotta prove herself," sneers one of the men. "She wants lunch. She better prove herself," booms the welder.
Help her lift.
Wheezing, you lift the heavy tank. "Look at you," snorts the welder. "Show off?" He pops the tank off your shoulder, saunters down the track. "Yeah," barks the girl. "Not your business." It's only when she follows him that you realize she shares her father's saunter.
Alright, the welder's daughter. Alright. Yeah, I want to start evolving some more stories, so what stories could be switched out of the rotation, if any? Bull King, definitely. Or the corn farmer and his children in the Midwest, sure. Right. What's her name again? Her name is... She is... Rocio, the migrant worker. Okay. Let's have a chat with her. She's from Central America, if I remember correctly.
Oh, there you are. I'm surprised to see you, though perhaps I should not be. Everything comes from outside my life surprises me now. Everything from outside the fields, outside my past, outside my routine, and the horizon of my pain. Look at my hands. Oh, they ache. What about you? Do you carry such a horizon with you? Burned into your body? Maybe you have a good hopeful story to tell?
Hopeful stories I have abound, but none for you. The gunshot man outside the saloon.
Oh, do not tell me that one again. I have to sleep tonight. Endings. Oh, I've seen many. I left Ecuador from a man who I called Padre, who used my intellect to embellish his poor name. I chased after a man I called me Amor to Mexico, who fooled me into believing he truly loved me. I worked hard in forgetting, as hard as when I read these. Please share a
Story of hope. Let's go with the time you were told to leave town in Northwest.
That is too frightening. Do not tell me that one again. Do this, do that, always telling me what to do. I wanted to be a dancer, you know? I'd watch the local girls dancing in festivals with glee. Yet deep down, I was envious. Not of their skill, but of their freedom, flowing in each move and step they made. Now, tell me a funny
Story, you say. A strange creature who owns its own boxcar in the southeast.
Oh, how funny!
That did not
Thank
seem-
you. It is not often that I can laugh.
That did not seem like a funny story. It seemed really creepy.
Home, Ecuador. I remember it so clearly. The people and their homes were built from the same mold, vibrant but rough in the inside. Mi padre said it just reminded him of Mexico. And for once in his life, he was right.
The determination I felt in the streets of San Gabriel felt no different in Monterrey and Nuevo Laredo.
Maybe you have a good hopeful story?
Hopeful story. The Gaunt Shepherd in the Southwest.
Oh, do not tell me that one again. My choices. I used to think that I choose to do what's best for me and my family, but in truth, there was no choice. When you're at your worst, there's nothing to decide, no fairness, no balance. You just wish and pray that wherever you go, you'll be able to keep moving. And my body can't take another step. Do you know anything funny?
Another funny story you want, eh? Well, here's a story of the idol guarded by a the Chinese chef who made some miners with a meal of garbage near Portland.
That one I do not believe. It is through my faith in him that I'm still here. Though there are times where I wonder if he sees that. Well, here is the sun. I must get ready to walk again. I'm going this way. New fields, new work. Besides, you must be tired of listening to me. I'm already talking like una anciana, an old woman at the edge of her deathbed. What about you? How do you make sense of your life?
Not sure if I know how I make sense of my life. But with her, I'm now on chapter 2, Broken Ground. Alright. Now I want to keep heading west.